So for this video, I am revisiting the Ramp Slay Warrior deck. This is a deck I've been playing a lot for fun, and again, we're kind of redoing or re-going through the deck testing videos as we now have deck codes, right? So you got the deck here on screen, but in the description, I'm gonna paste the deck code. So if you want to try this list out, you can. And it's gonna be me playing 2 games, win or lose, and we'll see how it performs. But this is not a refined version. This is one that I've been kind of testing some things out, see how it feels. You'll see I'm running like Night Mother, which a lot of people have excluded. I've split Green Pact, Ambusher, and Protector of the Innocent a little bit, just because I haven't figured out which one I prefer more, so I'm running one of each. I'm down 1 Defiler, but up 1 Hissgrove as an alternate win condition and more ramp. This could probably go back to 3, but I think I've actually been enjoying Hissgrove there, so I think I would cut Vigilant Giant to fit it in. But overall, this is, you know, the version that I've been playing with as of late. And so we're going to dive into 2 games. Win or lose. See how it goes. You know, even if I lose both games, maybe we have fun. Maybe you want to try the list out anyway. Hopefully I don't, though. I would prefer to win. And so we're going to be going second against Tribunal. Now, Tribunal is actually the toughest matchup if it's Control Tribunal. I mean, I really want some ramp. And the reason that I consider it to be the toughest matchup traditionally for this Ramp Slay Warrior is that they have a lot of hard removal, which is not something that your big guys like. But they have access to, if they're Control and they're doing the full package thing, they have access to Cast into Time and Piercing Twilight. And
should have been more worthy.
That... And do I want to play that? Yeah, let's pressure him. That is a problem because there's not a lot of high-end threats here. A lot of them are like one-ofs, and so if they remove them from the game, you can't keep bringing them back. And it certainly looks like this is just going to be a
wrong place for a midnight stroll.
Control list. Now, there is some level of temptation, I'm not going to lie, to play this Galen on this Defiler here. Normally, you save this for Necromancer. But if I play it on the Defiler, and then this Defiler can bring Galen back later, then I can maybe hit Necromancer. Plus, we are also trying to pressure our opponent.
I will keep Sota Sills.
So I think we're actually going to do this. Now, you might be wondering, like, why are you trying to pressure your opponent? Well, the answer is simple. They will play the attrition game better than we will. Like, that's just a fact. Hey, look, it's actually really good for us.
Wrong place for a midnight stroll.
Repel the Outlanders.
They're not going to run out of cards before we do. Lightning bolt. That's unfortunate. Let's do that. That's just gonna eat removal, but we can at least do that. So we did find one of our Defilers. Hey, look. There's the removal, and it was a Cast into Time. So that's not a good sign for us, because if they used Cast into Time there is a strong chance that they have backups. Like, that is a really cavalier use of Cast into Time.
Repel the Outlanders.
And the sad thing is I don't want to Defiler any of these things.
I slay the unworthy.
We'd love to find something like Cicero to just cycle through a large number of cards.
Sheol.
Well, that's really unfortunate. for a number of reasons. Not only was it our big one, but taking it a step further, it also gave them info.
Should
And
have
they
been more wordy.
now are fully aware.
Should have been more wordy.
They're now fully aware of what we used Galen on. So if they do have another cast into time, they can use it on that, and that's probably game. Again, Tribunal Control is typically one of your toughest
I smell the
matchups. This deck can also
stench of the
struggle
living.
against those that go wide.
The waters of life.
So hyper-aggressive decks, if you don't have a good defensive opening, they can be a problem.
Wrong place.
Sad thing
for a
is
midnight stroll.
now if I bring back Galen, I still have nothing to target with my hand. And if I use the Defiler, I have nothing else to get back that's worth my time either. This is just all around
Hold my
not
creation.
great for us.
The perfect life.
Mechanar is going to probably take something amazing because we haven't seen any of our key cards. And again, we have nothing worth bringing back here. So we're gonna pass, and we've likely lost this now. They have free reign to keep gaining health with the Barrow Stalker. Thieves Guild Shadowfoot.
Wrong place for a midnight stroll.
Skaven. Alright, so we dodged a bullet there, but now they've used this to steal something else.
You'll not be rid of me that easily.
I slay
If we had
the
anything worthwhile in our discard pile, we could really resurrect some stuff. I'm gonna take the Hiss Grove here, I think. Dark
The Nine
Harvester.
inspire us.
I've been hurt. Ooh. Alright. Well, we didn't
Wrong
want
place
to
for
try
a
to
midnight
outvalue him,
stroll.
but now we are forced to try. Because the unfortunate truth is, they've now stabilized and they have 1 billion health.
Should have been more worthy.
So we're gonna do the best that we
Have
can here.
another.
Witness my genius.
So this can trade here.
I will return.
Steal from folks
This
who ain't
will
using it.
clear
That's
most
the key.
of this. And so we will get to bring back a Harvester. A
I will
Galen.
keep Sotha Sill's people alive.
What do we want to bring back here now? Barrow Stalker is probably the best bet. Treeminder, you could see an argument for as well. But Barrow Stalker would mean it gives us a chance to gain some health, you know? I think we're gonna go with
smell
that.
the stench of the living.
And then we get to choose a card. In this case, it's got to be Necromancer. So we gain some health. It's a bit of a cushion. They still have 1 billion cards, though.
Should have been more worthy.
Like, they could just Dawn's Wrath and develop a threat, and then we're right back to being in a not great spot.
They lack form. I smell the stench of the living.
No, they're just gonna take our Defiler. Well, that was rather unkind. Now, wasn't it?
Repel the Outlanders.
How do I want to deal with that? Let's do this.
I smell the stench of the living.
Let's do this just to get rid of it and gain a little bit of health. Giant or Necromancer? Necromancer could theoretically find me Old Velothi, and then I could use that to shoot something. Let's just Giant. I need to, I think, dig a bit. We're at the point where we're going to need some health ourselves, and so trying to find a Rage to pair with this, I think, is important. There's the Dawn's Wrath. Again, they got rid of our Venom Tongues, so we can't unfortunately bring that back with Necromancer to do all the ping-pangs. Cicero would be a great pickup as we try to stabilize and come back. We do also have to worry about killing them at some point, developing an actual clock. This is such a tough matchup for the style of deck that we are playing. That's a good pickup for us, though, all things considered. Would allow us to get our Giant back. And maybe stall. So I think what we're gonna do is do this and bring back a Harvester because we need some health.
Steal from folks who ain't used it. That's the key.
And, I mean, they're going to have hard removal for this. I'm tempted to use the sword because then I could also use Mastermind. But we're going to save the sword for this ping here. Grab a Giant. Alright. Another Dawn's Wrath would be annoying. I have to assume they're just going to have some sort of hard removal for our Defiler, though. It'd be nice if they didn't. We would like to shuffle some more back in, keep this Galen loop running. That's ultimately, I think, how we win this. It's just forever Galens. Well, that's not a good sign.
I've got this.
I mean, we are slowly bleeding them of resources. That's also annoying. Again, like, Tribunal Control just has so many ways to take your big threats and make them meaningless, unfortunately.
Behold my power. Behold my power. They've no move.
Let's do this and see what we can find. We obviously want the Necromancer. Now, Necromancer at 6 could find another Necromancer that could find, like, a Barrow Stalker, or Necromancer could just find Galen to copy on Necromancer again. We know we want to play the Tree Miner because we want this to go off as well. next turn.
The water.
So let's go ahead and do this. Do we want a Necromancer chain, or do we want...
I smell the stench.
Actually, I think we just want to wait. Let's make them respond to our 8/8s first. Because another potential out that we have with this Necromancer is we could just use it to bring back a Defiler and then use the sword to shoot something. So by doing this, we can set up, hopefully, this trades in, and then that shoots that, and then that'll bring back our Giant again. Because we're trying to generate the most degenerate board state that we can here.
You can tell them you thought of it.
We'll see how they like someone who fights back.
Alright, well that actually kind of changes things as well. Because I kind of want to copy one of these and make another guard for me while gaining some health off the Night Talon Lord. Though I could save to try to pair this. We're at 15, so with a ring we're up to 16. We're just shy of being able to rage. I'd need to ramp one more time before I could pull that off, which is not likely because Tree Minders have been played, and again, Venom Tongues have been eaten. So maybe that's out of the question now.
So predictable.
Alright, this will 100% just be eaten by removal.
You
But-
can tell them you thought of it.
Wow, really? Sure. Sure! Because Word Wall's what we get. They probably got, like, Dagoth over there. Our only saving grace, our only hope would be Night Talon Lord surviving so that we could drain for 10 here. But
Let's done.
that seems rather unlikely. We're more than halfway through our deck now, which is also not great for us. So they are on just full on like
The watch is mine.
theft tribunal. Oh, and that has cover. That was dirty. That was really dirty. So again, it would appear we gotta dig for something.
We can't anticipate.
Okay. So we can play Cicero and then something else, which is probably the Necromancer. So Cicero is going to go here.
Pretty flowers.
This Necromancer is going to go here, which is going to find us a Necromancer,
Rise, my
which is
servant.
going to find us a Dark Harvester. I mean, yeah, they'll get the Dark Harvester potentially with the Night Talon Lord and gain a bunch of health, but there was nothing I could do about that. This gives us a decent board. Opponent still has 4 cards in hand, which is a lot at this stage, with us trying to stabilize.
You're not as powerful as you believe.
Alright, so that's gonna take Cicero. Because, you know, why wouldn't they also have had Marak? We desperately want Unstoppable Rage here. That is not Unstoppable Rage. And that's gonna be game.
Behold my
Like we
power.
can trade here, we can trade here, and push, but ultimately we needed Rage so that we could Night Shadow and Rage, which would gain us health, but also clear this bullshit out.
So predictable.
Sure.
Greetings.
Because now they can gain 10 health, use Cicero to just suicide and draw 2 cards, kill my 8/6. And then they win. So after all of that, we're still going to lose. There was 2 Unstoppable Rages left in our deck. Couldn't find him. We needed them to also just not draw as well. They're only a third of the way through their deck, and they've hit some pretty key cards when it comes to either disruption or stealing. I'm not sure that there was a deck better suited for countering us than this one. This is really depressing. I'm really hoping that the follow-up game to this goes much better, because this is a fun deck.
Is there
There you go. Should have, in my opinion, done that first. Because instead of the reverb, you could have drawn like Ice Storm and Fully Wipe or something. Ooh. If they're smart, that eats Rage. Oh. Maybe we catch a break? I mean, it doesn't matter. They're going to have so much health and they've got 1 billion resources. And I can't, because it's... See, this is why this is such a infuriating deck for us as a ramp, right? I can't even bring back the things that I need to bring back because they stole them, right? Like, I can't bring back Cicero and shoot this to dig a little bit deeper and try to find any semblance of hope or help at all. Somewhere in here is a Night Mother that's going to be a dead draw.
I am the
Batman doing Batman things. They're at 58 with 5 cards. Oh. I mean, I should just concede, but where's the fun in that? You guys aren't watching for me to concede, are you? Well, now we're going to concede. Because now we have no outs.
The battle is yours.
That was a really disappointing game for a number of reasons. But here's the good news, right? It showcases to you guys what a bad matchup looks like for this deck. Because there's really only 2. The Ramp Slay Warrior is actually in a really good spot in the meta, in my opinion, right now. A lot of the aggressive decks just got nerfed with the last balance patch. They can still go wide, right? You can still run into Hlalu. You can still run into tokens. I'm not saying they don't beat this deck, but they're less consistent than they were, and that kind of benefits you. And then, yeah, I like all of this. The other reason that this deck's doing well in the meta is there's a lot of mid-range floating around, and this deck typically does well against mid-range. But the bad matchups are like Ultra Go Wide or Tribunal. And specifically that Tribunal is the worst of them. Like if you could pick, in my opinion, like a hard counter to the ramp Slay Warrior, it's what we just played. Non-stop stealing your stuff, making sure that you don't have stuff in your graveyard, banishing, just full disruption of your game plan. And it could have been even worse, right? Like they used Piercing Twilight.
I smell
And they
the
didn't even hit
stench
Unstoppable
of the
Rage.
living.
They hit our one of on Hisgrove, you know? They used Cast into Time on our Venom Tongue when it could have been on like Necromancers or the things we'd Galened. Like that could have been even worse than what it was.
Friendly wager.
Alright. I mean, that's a gambler that we can do nothing about, regardless of what we top deck.
Wrong place for a midnight stroll.
So
I smell the stench
we're just gonna do that.
of the living.
we're just gonna do that.
You bet on the wrong side.
They have no wit,
The
no
Namor's
poetry.
Keeper. Recently buffed card, making an appearance.
Wrong place for a midnight stroll.
I don't think I want to give him a rune here though, so let's
Wrong
just do
place
this to
for
make
a
sure we
midnight
gain
stroll.
the health. I also think Hisgrove is better than Venom Tongue right now because I'd like to pair this with a sword or a crossbow and get immediate value. Could have made an argument for playing the Venom Tongue because if it does die or anything like that, then you could have traded it in and then necroed it, but
You bet on the wrong side.
This is how an artist fights.
You can trust me.
alright.
Claws are sharp and thirsty.
We'll do it now. A little bit sad we didn't get value, but nothing we can do about it. Hand's a bit clunky.
You bet on the wrong side.
This is how an artist fights.
Cicero.
Surprise!
Not a great sign for us they're mousing over this. Yeah. So we really need 2 cards this turn. And we're only capable of drawing one of them. We need a Skaven. Oh gods, that did not help us at all. Yeah, we lose. Alright, fair enough. So traditionally this does much better against mid-range, however you kind of have to draw
Didn't see this coming, eh?
your activators, and we didn't get them.
You bet on the wrong side.
Garland pop.
You need Sword of the Inferno, you need Crossbow.
This is how an artist fights.
Yeah. That's gonna be game. There is nothing with our hand the way that it is, there's nothing we can draw that gets us out of this. Not even Skaven is enough, realistically. And we didn't even find Skaven if we wanted it. I mean, we can do this. Still no Skaven.
Steal from folks who ain't using it. That's the key.
Yeah, there's not any prophecies that save us here either. We might play one more game on this. I'm not really satisfied.
Surprise!
I'm not really satisfied with the way these played.
They're like someone who fights back.
We ran into a really bad matchup and then we ran into a really bad draw. Like our opening hand was fine and then we just got 0 help afterwards. Could have argued maybe the Necromancer should have went back,
Side.
but
This is how an
I mean,
artist
ultimately that
fights.
not mulliganing that one card didn't really lose us that. It was just a catastrophe of not drawing anything else. So we're gonna play one more on this because I don't like the way that went. That seemed pretty terrible. Alright, so now we're up against Assassin. Going first. Alright, we're gonna keep all of these. And we found a crossbow. Alright. This is a much better hand.
Your destruction.
Now we just have to survive.
Die, Outlander.
This won't take long.
Crystal Tower Crafter, huh? That's interesting.
I smell the stench of the living.
We're gonna do this and hope for the 50-50 with this Brutal Ashlander. I mean, there's a chance that they just use an action to nuke it or something, but... Oh, they're not even going to wait on the 50-50, huh? I guess they just want to guarantee that this goes face.
You won't survive this.
I do not fear death.
The spine of battle.
We're gonna do this for a couple of reasons.
You'll not be rid of me that easily.
You won't survive this.
To oblivion, you.
Do not vex me.
So let's go ahead and get this sleigh. Let's go ahead and get this down.
Unworthy.
And before this gets warded, let's go ahead and actually just slay that as well. Really ramp up our magicka here. Don't really have anything other than the Barrow Stalker, so saving a crossbow for the Defiler doesn't seem like that big of a deal. I mean, that's fair. He's probably going to trade here. But if he's trading, that's ultimately good for us.
I will.
New skull.
Do not fear death. Have a
Alright. We're going to keep filling that. What do we want to bring back with our Defiler here? Is it a Venom Tongue? I feel like it's a Venom Tongue. Though a Barrow Stalker would let us start gaining health.
Steal from folks who ain't using it. That's the key.
Alright, so let's do that. Yeah, let's Barrow Stalker here. At least slow him down.
Of the living.
Because we know they're playing Lesser Ward, so if they get a Lesser Ward with that Skulk as opposed to something else. And they're playing Cruel Fire Loom. Okay. This feels like it's a market assassin. Like a market action.
Let's dance.
Hybrid. It's up to 6. We still got a ways to go there. I mean, I really want to play that Harvester to gain some health. But I also want to find some answers for this.
They've no move we can't anticipate. They've no move we can't anticipate.
We already have 1 rage, so I think we take the Night Talon Lord there.
The waters of life.
Because even if we use Night Talon Lord on, like, 4 targets, it doesn't matter. Right? Night Talon Lord plus Rage is enough for us to just stabilize and win. An Assassin doesn't have many good answers for a Night Talon Lord. It's usually direct damage oriented.
Hope to outwit me.
So we're more worried about them just bursting us to death than they are anything else at the moment. Alright. They've got 5, but they're out of cards. Yeah. Alright. So they've drawn 1 card, and they're going to get another 0 cost. So what would we be worried about here? They do, what, 3, 6, 10 more with the blood sacrifice thing. So their 0 cost has to not do 2 damage, and also has to not be paralyzed.
Your destruction is at hand.
Oh.
You are
Alright,
no match
so
for me,
we're
Swit.
fine. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So this will go here. This will gain us a lot of health. And we'll play it another time.
Claws are sharp and thirsty.
So we're back up to 41. This has now 14 charges. This is what I wanted the deck to do.
The Night Mother will guide us. You are no match for me, Swit.
Well, we can just do this.
Let's heat things
Skaven. Safely nuke that.
My last battlefield.
Safely nuke that. We'll just shoot itself to gain even more health. Play a camel. Get a necro. Alright. we're in a good spot. Again, the real key was in our opener, we had early threats, specifically ones with lethal, and then we had, you know, crossbow and sword available. And there you have it. So, yay, I got a win. I know it's supposed to be 2 games, but I was just kind of salty, I'm not going to lie. As I said at the start of this, if you can remember way back when, because that was a long time ago, deck code is going to be in the description. If you want to try the deck out, do the old copy pasta. Thanks for watching, and until next time, may you walk on warm sands.